everybody. Welcome to DETOX Living with Coach Gessie. I am super excited about my special guest today, Angela Yee, who is a dear friend, a mentor, just Shiro. She is all those things. And we're really excited about her newest venture, which we're really going to get into it. It's called Drink Fresh Juice. But we first thought we'd start off by having just a great conversation for those who may not know you, which there are very few people who don't know you, but for those who don't, we thought we'd at least give them a little bit of insight on your journey. Everyone knows you as co-host of, what is it called? The world's most dangerous morning show?
Yes, The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club, yes, our dear friends. Tell us a little bit about the journey of how you got there.
Well, getting to The Breakfast Club was definitely a journey. I worked in radio before that for 6 years at Sirius, and I had my own morning show there, and I had a nighttime show as well called Lip Service, which is now a podcast.
That's right.
But I then got offered this opportunity, and this is when Power 105 was part of Clear Channel, and it wasn't really popping like it is now.
Right.
So it was a newer station, and they were trying to figure it out. Who knows what can happen in FM radio. I took that because I do like the opportunity to help something grow. Mm-hmm. So that's what happened. I got offered that opportunity, and I came there with Charlamagne and Envy. I knew both of them beforehand, so we all kind of knew each other already. Me and Envy worked at Sirius together. Charlamagne I knew because he had came on my show a couple of times after he wasn't working with Wendy Williams anymore. And you know, that's how it started. And I think at first it was very rough, just trying to find our groove, get our rhythm together.
Right.
But we've been there now for almost 9 years.
Yeah, you're coming up on your 10th anniversary soon.
Next year,
right?
yeah.
Next year. Like, so was the brainchild, the Breakfast Club, whose brainchild was it?
So it was this guy, G-Spin, who was a music programmer there. Okay. And he doesn't work there anymore, but he was the one, he wanted me to come to Power for a long time. He wanted me to start off doing weekends and filling in like during the week. And then Sirius wouldn't let me do that. So I told them, I said, look, don't think that I would never come here and that I wouldn't leave my job for a better opportunity. I wouldn't do it for something part-time, but if you guys have something else that might come up, I would definitely be interested. And so when that opportunity did come up, he did call me and he put all three of us together.
So you sowed the seed, which I love that. I mean, we're going to talk about the themes on your journey as we go, but I love the fact that you were like, you know what? I wanted to be clear that I am interested. Put it out there.
Yes.
They like to say put it out there in the universe, right? But you planted the seed that it's something that I am interested in doing.
Right. I didn't want people to think that Angela doesn't want to leave Sirius. She's stuck here. But I did want to say, look, if there's an opportunity, don't think that I wouldn't take a good opportunity. It just has to be the right one. I wouldn't jeopardize my full-time job for a part-time situation. That was like a fill-in. But I felt like if y'all want to give me something full-time, permanent, I'm down for that.
Right. And I know that what helped propel your brand in the radio industry was that special Jay-Z interview, right?
Yes, I did an interview early on, and when I first started at Sirius, this is my first time working in radio. I had never done it before, and so I think this was back in like 2004. And so they were having me there like it was a probationary period. It was, okay, we're going to audition her. Let's see if we want to use her. They had me working basically for free for a couple of months. Yeah, it was like an audition.
Like an internship. Right?
I'll never forget because it was Chinese New Year in 2005, and we had an interview with Jay-Z, and the interview was so good, as soon as I walked out, they hired me.
That's fantastic. I actually listened to it this morning. I was rolling.
You found it?
I found it on SoundCloud.
My voice was, I was all nervous.
Your voice, it was funny, your register was higher. I was like, she sounds like a younger Angela.
And my voice would crack and stuff like that. He was like, oh, you're getting nervous.
But you know what, though? You could tell you had a passion at that time. Like you were getting into something that you felt like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Right. And it was something that was brand new for me also. You know, you have to understand, like, people think that all you do is talk to people and talk on the air, but there really is a skill involved to it to make it seem more natural than what it is.
Right.
And even like as a team for the Breakfast Club, there is a skill in knowing when to fall back and when to jump in. And so, you know, all those things are different. I sometimes believe that one-on-one interviews are way easier, because you know where you want to go with questions, but sometimes you don't know where other people are going to take it. So it's a skill to being able to roll with that, to wait to ask a question, to know when, okay, they're going to keep on talking, I have to just, you know.
It's like an orchestra.
And then to be able to cut in when you want to, because sometimes you have to it's like double dutch. You have to jump in.
Find your place.
Yeah,
Find your
especially
place.
listen, I work
Especially
with
with
chatty people.
Yes, exactly. they're not wallflowers at all. So, we know you wear many hats. We were just talking about one of your newest roles.
Yes.
Is the ambassador of BSE Global.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
So it's diversity, inclusion, and community engagement for BSE Global. And basically, I'm always at the Barclays. I love the Brooklyn Nets because I'm from Brooklyn.
Go
That's
Brooklyn
my
Nets.
team. Made it to the playoffs. Okay. So that's exciting. But, just making sure that they're involved in community activities, because I do a lot of things in Brooklyn, and I think they looked at me as like, okay, Angela definitely represents Brooklyn, and a lot of these players aren't from here.
Right.
So just to make sure that Brooklyn, we love them. So we want to make sure that they're feeling comfortable, knowing what to do, and that we're making sure that the Nets are involved in the community.
That's fantastic. I love it. And you're also recently, I was here for the appointment. It was August 28th was declared Angela Yee Day, which is fantastic.
I'm planning what we're going to do already.
Yes, I'm so excited. Going to clear the day. So August 28th last year, Mayor de Blasio declared it Angela Yee Day and also appointed you as ambassador for the New York Public Library.
Right. So I already had that ambassadorship for the New York Public Library. Their first ever New York Public Library ambassador.
Woo, woo.
Yes, and today is actually National Librarian Day, so Library Workers Day, so that's important too. But we wanted to hold up on that announcement until that day. We thought it would make it just a nice to coincide with what we were doing for Angela Yee Day. So that's something. And honestly, I grew up going to the library, but I haven't gone there much lately. I probably have been there maybe 3 times in the past few years, before they appointed me. So now I go there a whole lot more. But it's important for people to know that the library has resources other than just reading.
Events. There's a lot of information, empowerment that goes on there.
They have original books by some of the most. They have Mark Twain original books that you can go in there and
first
skim through.
series.
Yeah, Shakespeare.
That's
you can go and take a look at those, and I think it just makes it so much more interesting. You can see, if you have kids, how Winnie the Pooh was invented. Even I'm interested in that, right? So you can see the original Winnie the Pooh, what it looked like, what all the characters look like, how it even came about, and I think there's so much power in showing people where things derived from.
Absolutely.
And then even just computer classes and all of that, they have everything at the library.
And this is right at the heart of something else that's really special for you, which is, I didn't know, but you majored in English at Wesleyan College, right?
Wesleyan University.
Wesleyan University. And you wanted to be a writer, and you have a book club, Angela, right? Angela Yee's book club.
And I'm on the committee for this Hamilton Prize, so we're giving out scholarships at Wesleyan so that students can enter to get a scholarship to go to Wesleyan.
So that's all together. It just
because Lin-Manuel Miranda went to Wesleyan and he wrote Hamilton.
I know, yes. Go New York, go. Right, Hamilton. We're not going to talk about how much I love Hamilton. But then also there are some initiatives you have and ventures you have that are very wellness focused, which is, very near and dear to my heart. The way we met is that, we met at the Congressional Black Caucus.
In D.C.
At a bar.
Shout out. She wasn't drinking.
No. Shout out to Yvette Clarke, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, District 9, who I was there for her event, and Angela happened to be speaking on her event. She was the panelist. And, you came out the door, I was there, we ended up talking, and within a month, we were on the Breakfast Club launching our detox, the Detox Now. And, our passion, as you know, is helping people to prevent and cure conditions such as fibroids and endometriosis, which we talked about recently, cysts, infertility, diabetes, high blood pressure. And one of the things that really drew me to Angela also was that she has a real wellness passion. Specifically, you have your Run with Yee Club.
Yes.
Right? Where you have people around. And is it Brooklyn focused? Or
it is. I mean, it's in Brooklyn, but anyone can come. I've had people come from Houston, because they were in town. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which is amazing to me. Yeah.
Something to do.
Right. They were like, I heard you were doing this, so I wanted to come.
And then two very, very important places. This place where we are today.
Juices for Life.
Juices for Life in Brooklyn.
Bed-Stuy.
Now, is this what anniversary? I mean, what year is this?
This will be 3 years in September.
3 years in September. So, she planted Juices for Life right here in the middle of Bed-Stuy, right?
Yes.
And specifically talk about why and what drove you to do this.
Well, and just to be clear, I am very into being better. So I'm not perfect. There's definitely things that I eat that are not great for me. I definitely will have a cocktail, and I'm working on,
Yes,
but I know what it
absolutely.
is, and I know
It's a
how to do
journey.
anything in moderation. So if I want to treat myself to something every now and then, I don't feel terrible about it, because it's all about balance in life. So I just want to be clear about that, because people think, oh my God, I can't believe you drank this or ate that. But
Right.
so it's all about just being a better version of yourself. But for me, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day is always really tough, no matter what. So one of the things that really helped me was for me to be healthier.
Yep.
And being healthier meant, like, what am I going to have in the morning? I'm not a big breakfast person. It's really hard to find anything even open at that time that's giving
4
you
o'clock in the
something.
morning.
Right. It'll be like the bodega around the corner that's 24 hours, with some, and I don't want to have a bagel in the morning. I'm not big on that. And other things like kind of make me sleepy. Like, I'm not big into eggs, anything, breads and stuff. So I would always have a juice in the morning, and it helped me so much. I would drink green tea and I would have a juice. And so I was like, man, I wish I had this in Brooklyn, and even like the juices in the city, it's just a process to find out what is and isn't good. Like, I used to think, oh, I'm gonna have a juice that's healthy. But sometimes you find out, okay, well, there's puree in this, and it's not natural, and then they added orange juice, or they added grape. Yeah, it's all different things
concentrate.
that that you don't
Concentrate's a
even
big
know
deal.
about that are added
Right.
into these juices.
Right.
So for me, it was kind of like, okay, I started making them at home by myself. And then I was like, you know what? I really did put like Envy and Charlemagne on to having juices in the morning, because I was doing it. So I was like, I think it would be great if we had this in Brooklyn. I know Styles P had his juice bars, and I really thought that was dope. I went to go look at the one that he had in Yonkers just to see who was coming there, how did the place flow, and I was like, I want to do one of these in Brooklyn. So I went to him, and I told him I want to do it, and we made it happen.
Now, so she pointed out a couple of things that are really important. One is, breakfast is to break a fast. Our bodies are going through, from 4 a.m. to noon, our bodies are going through the circadian rhythm called elimination. And this is why when people eat heavy things in the morning, it shuts your body down.
Itis?
Right? It does. It gives you itis. And literally,
it's a real thing.
It's a real thing. The reason why your body shuts down is because your digestive system comes to a halt, and it is working to break down things that it's not used to and it's not supposed to, right? So when people have heavy breakfast, bread,
I can't do it.
All the things you talked about, the sugars, it literally is stopping your body at a very vital part where your body's trying to eliminate all the toxins, because your liver did its job of detoxifying the body, and now it's being stopped. But when if you eat, like, we'll have a good smoothie in the morning, something that's water-based, organic, great, you'll have a couple of bowel movements. Why? Because your body's getting rid of the toxins it had the day before.
Yeah, hopefully not at work, but sometimes it happens.
Well, we talk about, poop, because your BMs are a major indicator of your health.
I thought you meant baby mom when you said that. That too.
BMs, yes, baby, your poop. So for us, we know that if we're interrupting that flow, that's going to hinder the body's healing process, right? So that's why the juices, when you're talking about health, things that we hear the blender going on, because they're blending real juice. There's the blending, then there's juicing things like ginger, because you want to juice your veggies and blend your fruits. And then you give your body something that now we say use your food as your medicine, right? It starts to, that's why you feel better. You feel like, oh, wait a minute, I feel more energetic.
And that's why I tell people, like, make sure when you have a juice, what's going in it. Is it real fruits and vegetables, or is it a puree? Just make sure you pay attention to those things, because it's those things that I didn't really know before that I was like, oh my God, this isn't even good for me, and I'm doing all this thinking I'm being healthy.
But that's why I love that asking questions is something we empower our people to do, because it's like, read the labels, ask questions, right?
You can see our fruits and vegetables in here.
You see them live right in front of you, right? So the other key thing is that they're organic, right? Which is important because the pesticides actually metabolize into our bodies as carcinogens. And we all know nobody wants carcinogens. Nobody wants anything that actually, feeds the development of cancer in our bodies. Why? Because we want to be healthy.
Of course.
We need to be here in order to live our best life.
And you hear so many stories about people who have changed their diets drastically and how much that's helped them with any kind of illnesses they might have or diseases.
Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, right? Reverse diabetes. type 2 diabetes going plant-based.
Right.
And I mean, we have a ton of testimonies of people who reverse high blood pressure, fibroids, endometriosis, infertility. I was telling Angela, one of the women who came on the Breakfast Club with us last year, who had a miracle baby on the program, she actually is having her second miracle baby now.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
So shout out. They were actually working to have a baby for more than 10 years. And came on the program. They actually had a baby within like 5-6 months.
That's great.
And now they're having their second baby, which is phenomenal.
My best friend did a detox and had twins.
See? There you go.
Naturally.
So let's talk about your new baby.
Okay.
Right? It's a good segue.
Yes.
Your new baby, which is
Drink fresh juice.
Yes. So excited. And, there are a couple of things that I'll get into after you tell about, what propelled you to this next step, because I'm super excited about this.
Me too.
So tell us, how did you come to this next new baby, and what made you decide that?
Well, there's so many people that would say, I wish we had your juices in my city. And clearly I'm not going to open a juice bar in every city. I wish I could.
Right.
But I just don't have the time. It's a lot. So I was like, you know what? I love pressed juices also, just because it's convenient, right? Like you can take these with you on the go.
That's
you can
right.
put them in the fridge. And here at the juice bar, you can have the juice, but you kind of have to drink it,
Right.
pretty quickly.
Right.
Maybe not right away, but within a couple of hours.
Yeah, it's not going to be 2 weeks. It's
Right. It's not. Yeah, these will be good for like 2 months. So for me, I can stock up on them. And I ended up drinking pressed juices a lot because I used to hate how they made the juices by my job in the corner store. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just have pressed juices because they make them and they tasted different every single day, and they would put the wrong ingredients in. So I was like, I couldn't even find a place near my job that was good enough to make them. So I always find things that I want to do just because of what I feel like I need. And so I felt like I needed to do this, for myself. And I also realized that I didn't feel like a lot of these pressed juices companies were like targeting our community.
That's true.
And so there's a lot of food deserts that we have. So why not have these? And, there's also a lot of misinformation. Like sometimes you'll be drinking what you think is a pressed juice and thinking that it's healthy. And then if you look at the ingredients and it has all these things that's not listed, like this says right here, apple, lemon, ginger, right?
That's it.
Now, when you look at the ingredients, what do the ingredients say?
Apple, lemon, ginger.
That's all that's in it. Yeah. So again, there's a lot of misinformation. People will be like, oh, well, I can go get a pressed juice for $3. That's pretty impossible.
Right.
Because
It's going to have other stuff in it.
it's definitely going to have other processed things because it's cheaper to make it that way. So I just want people to be more educated on it. Or people will be like, there's sugar in this. Yes, because fruits have sugar in it.
Right.
It's just that it's natural sugar, not processed
natural.
sugar. Yeah.
Which is a very big difference because it's fructose. It's provided in the way that the fruit is giving it to you directly, not processed, not sugar, which has been processed, which is now becomes toxic.
Right.
And that your body processes it very different than when it's actually been made into sugar and then added into the product.
It's so important for people to know the difference because one thing I realized is that we really are so misled on things.
Yep.
When I first posted this and I posted like, the nutrition facts and everything, people were like, oh my God, this isn't good for you. It has sugar in it.
No, you don't
Fruits
understand.
all have sugar in it.
Right.
People tell you to eat your fruits and veggies, you are going to have sugar. It's just
Right.
the type of sugar that it is.
And guess what? Your body needs to process.
Exactly.
It processes the glucose for your energy. Right?
So, yeah, you need
If
it.
you don't have it, you're not going to have energy. You're going to be like this.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that people are aware of those things. Again, and you always will say this, read the label.
Absolutely.
Read the label and see what's in whatever it is that you're consuming.
So a couple of great things. Number one is cold press.
Yes.
Okay, cold press is super important. You want to go into what that means?
Well, because it's cold pressed, that means that it's going to be good for a couple of months. This expires in I think like a month and a half. But the other thing about it is that it doesn't kill the nutrients. And so when you use heat, that's what kills nutrients. So that can preserve something and make it good for a couple of months, but it also kills a lot of the nutrients. With the cold press, it actually makes it have 99% of what it is that you need, what you have in the original product.
Which that's super important because when you look at labels, sometimes you'll see pasteurized. And that is a process that actually toxifies the juice or whatever beverage it is. Because that process, the way they heat it up, it actually now becomes inflammatory. People don't even realize that. That's why we say, look, wait a minute, don't get it when it says from concentrate.
Right.
Right?
Definitely not from concentrate.
Don't get it from concentrate. Don't get it pasteurized. So I'm actually going to read what it says on your website, which is fantastic. It says, this means they are made, cold press means that they are made from a hydraulic cold press, which uses pressure to crush the cells and release the goodness without heating and lessening the potency of the enzymes, as it is done in many common juices. And it says HPP stands for high pressure processing and is the process used instead of pasteurization, commonly used for most juices. During HPP process, the juices are cold pressed and bottled and then placed into a pressure chamber filled with cool water and placed under extreme pressure for up to 2 minutes, which deactivate any harmful pathogens and allow the juices to be enjoyed much longer. Now, this is the important part. HPP, another important part, versus pasteurization. Heat is the standard method of pasteurization and is commonly used across the industry. While the process is effective at killing harmful pathogens, it also kills the essential nutrition, which is counterintuitive to anybody who's looking to use it as their medicine.
Kind of defeats the purpose.
Exactly. It's like, what did you say the other day? It's like sugar in your toothpaste.
Right.
So understand that it's like the second best thing to pressing the juice yourself. You know what I mean? Is that cold press process.
And I always do encourage people, if you can do it at home, to do it. Like, definitely. But this is just a great alternative. I know even for myself, like, I don't ever have time to have fresh fruits and vegetables. They end up going bad. I don't want to have to clean everything. So it's good for me to have these as backup. But when I can do it, I do it also.
Well, I like that because, you know, a lot of the people on our journey of healing, they're like, you know, I love to be able to do stuff at home, but then I like to be able to grab stuff to go. You know what I mean? Stuff that, because, you know, what we say to people is food is your medicine, so you take your medicine with you. Like, you don't worry about other people providing you your medicine. And what I love about this, you've got, like, you know, for all my people out there on the Detox Now or the HOPE BEYOND FIBROIDS program, like, this is right in alignment. This apple, lemon, ginger is right in alignment with all of our food guidelines. You've got organic apple, you've got organic lemon, organic ginger, highly anti-inflammatory, great for your digestive system. So you can actually travel with this. It's BPA-free plastic, which is also important because understand that that's another way. BPA actually leaks toxins into our, whether it's juices, the containers, because they use them for everything. So I love that you guys made sure that they were BPA free. That's really important as well. It's gluten free, it's dairy free, soy free, it's vegan, it's organic, so no pesticides.
And there's 6 different flavors so far also.
Right, and I was going to talk about the different flavors. So there's apple lemon ginger, which is this one. There's grapefruit ginger, which I'm so excited to taste as well. Watermelon, apple, pineapple, apple cucumber, and then green veg and beet gingerade.
And you know, I've never been that big on the taste of like celery, but I do love the green. I drink the green veg like every morning. Honestly.
And the thing about it is, like, each of those fruits and vegetables has their own benefit. And, you know, specifically for anybody who's dealing with fibroids or any estrogen dominance, we definitely highly recommend the grapefruit ginger one, the one we just talked about, because it's going to help you reverse that as well. But if you're just overall looking for a general healthy lifestyle and you're not trying to reverse the condition, you know, you have a little bit more latitude and you can enjoy these other flavors as well. But the reason these are all important is for you on your journey to know I have support. You know, I have resources that I can, like, you know, I can order this and have it delivered to my house. Like, that's fantastic. You know what I mean? Like, to me, one of the best things in this day and age is to have healthy food delivered to you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
absolutely.
So I could take it with me. I could.
And
put
we
it
try
in
to
my
be
bag.
educational for people too. Like all the information that you just gave, a lot of people aren't aware of those things. You know, in general,
So
I wasn't until I started to do my own research. Even on this label, we tell you what the benefits are. It says anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, supports blood, liver, digestion, respiratory. It's important for you to know
all of that,
what it is that you're doing.
All of that, which is critical because remember, you know, on this journey for us, we want to give you tips, truths, and testimonials to power your healthy living. So for you, you want to know, okay, you know what? I'm bringing you truth that you can trust. So, okay, if Coach Gessie said it, the team said it, we know they're doing the research. So, we're not just going to, we're not out there just like saying, hey, we're just supporting anything. This is an ad. No, know that. And I love Angela. I love Angela.
She definitely asked me a lot of questions about it
Yeah.
before we did it. She was like, I just want to make sure it doesn't have to. I was like, no, it's good. I know I have I have a bar that's set for me.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, it's like you said, right? We're not being targeted with healthy foods.
Right.
We're not being targeted with we're also not being given the information.
Information is so important.
Right. So
and it's my hope that even with this, to be able to get this in schools, and that's what I'm really hoping to, I just launched this a couple of weeks ago, but I have really concrete goals set for myself of what I want to do. And part of that is for kids to have healthier eating habits at a younger age, to be able to get this in schools. And I'm figuring that out now. So
I love that. I love that because the kids are eating crazy stuff.
They'll tell you they are.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But imagine if they could actually get something that's going to power the digestive system, because all of that affects their brain.
Yep.
All of it affects
They'll tell you have ADD,
energy.
ADHD, and the reason is that you're having these sugary drinks and things to eat early in the morning, and then you're super hyper, and then you crash.
And that's the thing. Then they're also sometimes it drives them to consume, whether it's drugs or uppers, things that their body doesn't even need. Right. But they're using it because they're feeling a chemical drive that's creating a physical reaction in their bodies, and it's just that they're not eating the right foods. It affects their mental health and everything.
And I think it's great to establish eating habits like this early on. I wish I would have, because I think about the things I used to eat when I was a kid. Bologna in the microwave.
Oh my God,
so disgusting. And the other thing, Jessie, I really want to make sure is that I want to use these as mixers. Like, I know people do drink, and so I think for me, it's balance, right?
Yes.
So why not mix your drinks with something that is healthier, tastes better, and better for you? And that's that balance right there. So when I think about nightlife, I do think something like this instead of the nasty carafe of, cranberry or pineapple juice that you don't know where that came from. That's disgusting. This is way better.
And if you're at that event and you don't want to have the liquor,
you can have this.
You can just have
that. That's what Jessie would do.
Exactly. I would have a coconut water shot, or I would have a, what is it called? Apple lemon ginger shot.
Yes.
So I just wanted to kind of, end around one thing, which is as I was looking at your journey, kind of three key things came across for me. And it was, one is know your value. The great Shirley Chisholm said, if there's no seat at the table, bring a folding chair.
That's right.
Right? And I found that was a thread in your journey. You're like, okay, if it's not there, we're going to create it. You know what I mean? And if I feel like it needs to be here, I'm going to create it.
Right.
The second one is, and I'm going to ask for your opinion on this afterwards. Second one was put in the work. Like you said, look, I didn't have any radio experience, but I read how much you were working on it.
Yes.
Everything from the pitch of your voice, your interviewing skills, you put in the work,
Absolutely.
And, because outside of that, if you're willing to put in the work, there's no dream that's outside of your grasp, And the third thing is lift as you climb, because you have an abundance mentality that says the world needs all of us and there's enough room at the top.
No,
so
absolutely.
What do you think about this?
I mean, I think that there's a lot of things that I've done that I've been the first in situations, and I think it's a shame. People will always be like, oh, you're the first woman we've ever had on our podcast. You're the first woman we've ever had on our show. I was the first woman on Shade 45 on Sirius.
Love it.
And a lot of times you're the first, but it's also like, dang, why is it taking so long for things like this to happen? So it's always been interesting for me to be in those spaces.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, lift as you climb. There's a lot of people that I've given opportunities to that I know that.
Hello.
Right. Listen, I look at it like this. If you deserve to be in that position and it makes me look good, and that's a selfish reason to help somebody. But the truth of the matter is, why wouldn't you? Because it does make you look good. When you put somebody in position who's so capable and is going to do incredible things, at the end of the day, all it does is make you look good.
But there are people who have a scarcity mentality that's like, well, if you succeed, it's taking away from me.
No.
And that is the opposite. That is
the people who actually don't end up having longevity are the people who don't help other people out.
Exactly. Because then it's really kind of like all on your shoulders.
Right.
But if I lift as I climb, I have more support as I'm going up.
And just think, if you start to fall off, all those people you helped will be in your corner.
Exactly.
But if you fall off and you ain't help nobody,
deuces.
Yes, I've seen it happen a million times.
Oh, I can imagine. So everyone needs mentors and role models to maximize their potential. And I was wondering, who are your mentors and like maybe, 3 to 5 women who inspire you?
Oh my God, people that I know or just people that inspire me from a distance?
However you, combination.
Okay, a combination. I'm always inspired by my friends. Like my best friend has always inspired me. Her name is Santi, and she just moved to LA, which I'm so sad. She used to live a few blocks away from me.
Oh, wow.
But we were roommates in college, all throughout college, after college, like forever, until she got married. I was like, no. As a matter of fact, her husband was living with us for a while, okay? But before they got married.
Right.
But, I love the fact that she has a different, she always was very willing to just go for it, no matter what. She was like, all right, I'm going to be a songwriter. And then she all of a sudden became a songwriter out of nowhere. She was like, I want to be a masseuse. She took classes. And the next thing I know, she's doing shiatsu massages. She's a very, wake up one day, decide to do something and do it. She went to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I was like, what are you doing?
What?
Yeah. The other day, she was like, hey, I want to do this thing. And I was like, okay, and she's like, let's work on it together. So I'm hoping that me and her will really work on some things together, because I feel like we've always encouraged and helped and supported each other. Like when she went to buy a house, that encouraged me to go buy a house, because I went with her to look at houses.
Phenomenal. And
that's what really helped me learn about what section and what neighborhood to live in. So I would say for Santi, she's definitely been an inspiration to me. And then I look at people I love Lena Waithe. I love that show, The Chi. I love everything that she's doing in television. And, just representation matters so much. And I think that's important, too. That's why I look at people like Ava DuVernay the same way. Just all the statements that she's making with what she chooses to produce. I feel like the people that I'm going to say that I look up to are so always people that are always this is who I look up to.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Right. And then, of course, so cliche, but of course my mom.
Yeah.
No,
that's fantastic.
And you've met my mom, but
she's a sweetheart.
She's been hardworking her whole entire life. And, she's just a very patient person to have raised me and my brother. But I will say that, my mom she's taught me a lot about patience, about hard work. I think a lot of times people aren't patient enough to pursue their dreams and goals. They want it to happen so instantaneously.
That's, I love that because, moms put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
Good moms. Good moms. I can't imagine you being
okay. Ask her. Ask about me.
Listen, people, we thank God we progress.
Yes.
We grow, we blossom, we bloom. I forgot to ask you because, a year ago around this time, you did the detox.
Yes,
detox
yes,
14,
yes.
And you're preparing to actually do the detox.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to start today.
This is actually great for the fruit.
Listen, trust and believe. As soon as we launch these, I said, it's going to be so much easier for me to do my detox.
Right, because you take it with you.
Yeah, we're ready.
So what did you experience last time that made you want to do it again?
Well, first of all, definitely changed my eating habits. I love desserts and sugary things. I always have. I'm definitely a sugar addict, but it's made me cut back on that. It felt too strong and powerful. Why? It didn't even taste the same. So after the detox,
That's great.
It also made me like things I never used to like. I used to not like eating watermelon, but now I really love it. And it also made me have a lot more fruits and vegetables just in my house to snack on.
That's great.
But I couldn't eat anything. We did the fast.
That's right. Now you
but it
have
did
all
reset
fruit.
now this is going to be a breeze. I feel like
because she did the all. It's
14
just coconut
days.
Water. It was structured.
And I
water.
never liked coconut water before that either.
See, and coconut water is so powerful.
Yeah,
It's
so that definitely
hydrating.
made me like coconut water because it was something that I was like, ugh. You definitely have to find the right brand though, because some brands are disgusting.
Absolutely. And that tells you because when you drink it live from the coconut, you're like, wow, this is amazing. So the closer it is to that, it's authentic, So I think this is going to be super easy for you because
I feel good about this one because I'm like,
you did the harshest one.
People were turning into slices of pizza on the street walking past me. I was like, did this pizza just walk past me? But I was so hungry. And the other thing about it was just what you do when you socialize. A lot of times it's like, let's go have a drink, let's go eat. And I end up eating when I'm not even hungry just because it's a social thing. And it really helped me learn not to do that.
And how did you feel in terms of energy and body after you experienced that?
I was fine. Listen, there were times I was a little dizzy and faint but I was surprised that it wasn't like I thought it would be. I thought I was going to be
pass out.
Yeah. But it was fine. It actually was pretty good. There were times that I felt, excellent. Then there were other times that I was like, it was fine.
What did you see in terms of results for yourself? Because you weren't reversing any health conditions. You were really just doing it to
reset.
To reset your body, reset your health.
First of all, I lost so much weight so
Girl,
quickly.
you were looking, whoop.
I know.
I was looking at a picture.
I was like, I'm too skinny.
At a FUI
yeah,
event.
at the gala.
I was like, ooh, hey, Angela.
Yeah, definitely. So it's good to know that you can even lose weight like that. But you definitely because I wasn't eating anything.
Yeah.
And listen, I think it's important to reset because you end up doing stuff like going on vacation, the holidays, all of that, where you're just overdoing it on things. So it is important to be like, okay, let me slow down and reset.
Yeah, and it's like remembering that I got to take care of my organs.
Right.
As much as I take care of, my outside, I got to take care of the inside.
And not let food control you. Like food controls so much.
Very good point.
When you're emotional, you want to eat. When you want to socialize, you want to eat. When you go on a date, you want to eat. It's just everything relates back to eating. I want to sit at home and watch TV and eat. I can't wait to eat. But it's good to have found other things that I can do, like go to a meeting and instead of going out to eat, let's, go to the park. I was having meetings, having pedicures together.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, that's a very good point because I think, especially if there's a stress cycle, when people are going through stress, they tend to eat, stress eat, right? And then they end up sabotaging themselves, right? They're carrying stresses for a lot of reasons, whether it's relationship driven, work driven. And then what's happening is now their bodies are taking a beating too, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's propelling conditions that they really don't want. And that's why for us it's about, okay, let's deal with the root issues, let's de-stress, and let's actually cooperate with the healing process and eat foods that heal us.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. My last question is, where can people learn about Drink Fresh Juice and start buying?
Well, you can go to drinkfreshjuice.com.
Yes.
Same thing on Instagram, Drink Fresh Juice. I was fortunate in the people I partnered up with, Kwesi and Kim, that's they're a married couple, and Joshua. Kwesi and Kim had their own fresh juice business in the Cayman Islands. And so they're from Brooklyn. We went to school. I went to school with Kwesi when I was young. He was my brother's best friend.
Oh, wow.
And so I hit him up like, yo, let's, relaunch your fresh juice business here.
That's fantastic.
Fortunately for me, they already had the name.
Ah.
So
made it easier.
It made it so much easier because they already had the website. They already had everything registered, trademarked, all of that. So we were good to go right away.
That's amazing. So now what you also did was support a Black-owned business.
Yes.
Yeah, we are all about supporting Black-owned businesses at all the time. In fact, it's funny, I was, in looking for a team for a videographer, I was like, I called Natasha from the Griot. I was like,
yes.
I need a Black female videographer, please. Hello. So that's how we do here. So thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Thank you, Jessie.
I know there's a lot of things you're working on, and for us to have this opportunity to talk and share this amazing resource, which is great. So again, if you're doing, our Detox 7, you can use the juices that are in alignment with our meal guidelines. When
just
you
look
eat
at the ingredients.
Just look at the ingredients.
Yeah.
Just read the ingredient, which is simple. Again, I love it. It just says apple, lemon, ginger.
And we don't add water. I know a lot of companies add water to their juices. There's no water.
Preservatives. There's no soy, because soy is in everything. So it's literally pure. You can trust it. If you're doing the Detox 30, and if you're just living a healthy lifestyle, we highly encourage it, and we want you to know that we're here to help you unleash your power to heal. So follow us on Instagram at The Detox Now. You can follow me at Coach Gessie. Follow Angela, if you don't already, at Angela Yee. Listen to her on The Breakfast Club. And stay tuned as we continue to bring you tips, truths, and testimonials to power your healthy living. This is Coach Gessie. Goodbye.